Hello friends, today we are going to discuss something about the thing or the commodity that we are going to use in our day-to-day life on a very enormous scale. Right from the morning and ending up to the night, we are handling that kind of commodity on a larger scale, and that commodity is nothing but plastic. See, right from the morning when we are supposed to, whenever we are going to get up, we are supposed to brush our teeth, and at the night whenever we are going to switch off our lights, whatever the buttons so present over there that are made up of plastic, and while brushing we are using toothbrush, it's again made up of plastic. So right from the morning and ending up to the night, we are dealing with so many plastic commodities and plastic goods. So due to that enormous use of plastic, there are so many industries set up around in order to manufacture that plastic on a very larger scale, and that's why this age is called as polymeric age, and this leads to the development of new branch of chemistry which is so called as polymer chemistry. So now we are going to see something about polymer chemistry. Okay, so the word, first we will see something about polymer. What is polymer basically, and from where that word polymer came and all that. See, the word polymer, it is combination of two words. Okay, it's basically derived from the Greek word poly and meros. So it's a combination of two Greek words, poly and meros. Poly means many, and meros means units. Okay, so many units combines together, and it results into formation of a molecule which is said to possess very higher molecular weight, and that resulting bulky molecule, it is so called as a polymer. So polymer is nothing but the larger molecular weight compound which is obtained by repeated combination of single unit which is called as monomer, and that higher molecular weight resulting compound is so called as polymer. Okay, so whatever unit we are going to use, that is nothing but monomer. So this is nothing but monomer. Okay, so monomer is nothing but the single unit, and that unit undergo repeated addition, and it results into formation of larger molecular weight compound. That heavy or bulky compound, it is so called as polymer. Okay, so this is something, the history behind the word polymer. Before proceeding to further subtopic, we should remember the contribution which has been given by the scientists. There were three scientists who majorly contributed towards the development of polymer chemistry. The first scientist was Schrodinger, who had discovered the macromolecular nature for that polymer. Next to that, the scientist was Natta, who had received the Nobel Prize for recognizing somewhat the stereochemical aspect as far as the structure of polymer, vinyl polymers is concerned. And third, it refers to the Fleury. He was the scientist who had given the three-step mechanism for chain reaction. So those three steps were the initiation, termination, and propagation. So these are the three steps which are involved in the mechanism for chain step reaction. So this is something about the scientists who had actively contributed towards the development of polymer chemistry. So next we are going to see something about classification of polymer. So there were so many ways by which those polymers can be classified. Those can be classified on basis of sources, can be classified on basis of the way in which those polymers can be prepared. That is nothing but the mode of polymerization. Then next thing is nothing but molecular forces which are existing in between the polymeric chains. Then the type of monomer used in the preparation of polymer. So there are so many ways by which it can be classified. The first way that should be taken into consideration is nothing but source. So before starting with the classification, we will first see the definition, or the definition that you are supposed to write while writing notes. See what is basically the polymer and what is monomer. Okay. So what you are supposed to write is the single unit which is involved in formation of a larger molecular weight compound is called monomer. So this is definition for monomer. And monomer undergoes repeated addition resulting into formation of larger molecular weight compound, that is called as polymer. So these are two definitions you are supposed to write before going to classification. Okay, so these are the two things you are supposed to write. And for your information, you can write the example, the very common example. It's nothing but, it's CH2CH, right? What is this? It's a hydrocarbon. Okay, and as we know, we have seen that series of 20 hydrocarbons, right? Starting from methane and ending up to, I think, dodecadecane. Okay, so C is equal to 20. Okay, so in that case, see, there are two carbon atoms, therefore it is nothing but alkane. Okay, ethane, not alkane, it's ethane. Okay, and there are double bonds, right? And therefore it is so called as ethene. So the monomer unit we are going to use is nothing but ethene. That ethene is taken and it is allowed to undergo polymerization reaction. Okay, so this is polymerization. What will happen? See, there is a double bond. Okay, so the double bond present in between them will provide you the new site of attachment, and that's why it results in formation of CH2CH. Okay, so see here there was a double bond, and after undergoing polymerization it results into formation of this. And this unit we will observe all over or throughout the chain length of that polymer, and that's why this is so called as repeating unit. So this is a single unit we will observe all over the length of that polymer, and therefore it is called as repeating unit, and that's why the next step we will write it as n units of this, and therefore the resulting polymer is called as polyethene, and it can be written as PE. So this is a somewhat most commonly used polymer. Okay, so that refers to the simple example for polymer. Next to that, what you will write? That is history behind polymer, the word polymer. So what next you will write? Once you have written polymer definition, then you have monomer definition, then polymer, then write this example, and then you are supposed to write something about the word polymer. Okay, what do you write? Polymer, it's a combination of two Greek words, poly and meros. Poly means many and meros means unit. Therefore, many units combined together to form a large molecular weight compound is called as polymer. So that is sufficient for definition part. Okay. Now next we will proceed with classification basis. So I told you earlier there are so many bases in order to classify that polymer. The first basis that should be taken into consideration is nothing but source. So next we will start with classification of polymers, and the first basis that we should take into consideration is nothing but source. So let's start with classification. Write down next title as classification of polymers. Okay, and the first basis is nothing but source. Okay, so what you are supposed to write? After that, you will write it as, on basis of source, polymers are classified into three types. Okay, first is natural polymer. Second, it's semi-synthetic polymer. Okay, and third, it refers to synthetic polymer. Okay, what do you write in natural polymer? See, the name itself indicates natural polymer. What it means, this kind of polymers, they are directly derived from nature or obtained from nature. Okay, so that's why the name is so called as natural polymer. So on basis of that, natural polymer is further classified into two types. First is called as plant polymers, and second is called as animal polymers. Okay. Now plant polymers. Plant polymers, they are again how it can be explained? See, plant polymers is nothing but source must be basically plant. So the best example for this is nothing but what you will write next to this? Derived from plants. Okay. An example is linen and cotton. Linen, it is derived from flax plant, and cotton, it is derived from cotton plant. Okay, so what you will write? First you are supposed to write the title as classification of polymers. Next to that you will write polymers can be classified on basis of various ways. It may be sources, molecular forces, types of polymers, types of polymerization, then biodegradable nature. Okay. So after that you will write first source. In that you will write polymers on basis of source. They are classified into three types. First is natural polymer. Next to that natural polymer you will write, since the name itself indicate natural polymer, they must be derived from nature. Okay, so you are supposed to write that over here. Then they are further classified into two types, plant polymers and animal polymers. In plant polymers, write down first point, they are derived from plant. Example, linen, that is derived from flax plant, and cotton derived from cotton plant. Okay. Second example for that plant polymer, it's going to be rubber. Okay, that is nothing but natural rubber. So natural rubber, you might have seen, natural rubber, it's a white milky liquid which is obtained by tapping the bark of rubber trees. Okay, it's a very white milky liquid, and it is then once it is obtained by tapping the bark of rubber trees, it is sent to processing unit where some chemical treatments is given to that, and after that it is dissolved into formation of somewhat solid form of rubber. Okay, so that is nothing but the natural rubber. This is okay. This is again one more example for plant animal polymer. Second, it refers to animal polymer. As we know, silk, it is obtained from silkworm, and one more is there, that is wool, it is obtained from sheep. Okay, so these are the two examples for animal polymers. So what you will write is, animal polymers, they are obtained from animals. Example, silk from silkworm and wool from sheep. Second type, it refers to semi-synthetic polymer. Now the name itself indicates semi-synthetic is nothing but natural polymers are taken, they are subjected to some chemical treatment, and then they are allowed to undergo some modifications either in their structures in order to modify their properties. Those type of polymers are called semi-synthetic polymer. Okay, so it may be cupra ammonium acetate, it may be what we can say, it's cellulose acetate, it's cellulose rayon. This kind of polymers can be utilized in making photographic plates or films or cinema films. Okay, so basically they are utilized in developing films or in manufacturing films which are referred to photography. That refers to the semi-synthetic polymers. And the third, it refers to synthetic polymers. What are we supposed to write in this? So what do you write in semi-synthetic? They are derived from natural polymers. Natural polymers are subjected to some chemical treatment, and the resulting polymer is called semi-synthetic polymer. Example is acetate rayon, cellulose nitrate, and cellulose acetate. Okay, and then lastly, the synthetic polymer. What do you write? These are man-made or laboratory or developed in laboratory. This kind of polymers, they are synthetically made, or they are either prepared in a lab, or they are either prepared in industry. And the best example for this is nothing but nylon 66, or neoprene. So many examples are there for this. That is the synthetic polymer. So this is the first basis for classification.